All right, guys, thank you for joining me tonight. Sorry about last week. I had too many things popped up, and I thought I could figure certain things out. Plus, I just got internet back into my apartment, so I had to shut down an old account to start a new account, and the internet wasn't as easy as the guy made it sound. Made it sound like I was gonna put two plugs together and it was gonna be instantaneous. Not at all. Anyway, with that, let's get started. So, Ozark Prepper, thank you for the 5x5. Simple, Dobie, WTC, Chicken and Beef, Joe, Finley the Dog, Lisa, Flown Grown, Double Q, Mr. Landfill, thank you for 5x5. Get Grimes, thank you for 5x Whiskey. Bush Pig, Buy the Book, Bob Twan, I don't know what the hell that is. Darcy, Adriana, Jeep Girl, Adam, Chairman, thank you for the 5x5. CF, SF, sorry, thank you for the 5x5. And maybe so, thank you for the Hipster by Hipster. Big Chase, Betty, thank you for the 5x5. All right, so there's a lot to talk about. Clearly, we're going to talk about what happened with the social media. Again, as I said in my video, the social media outage is not a big to-do, but it is a red flag, right? It's a red flag in the sense that we could definitely see this again. Not definitely will. Not, I mean, we definitely will see it again, but we will probably see on a grand scale, right? Selena, Firehorse, Chair Bear, Colleen, thank you for the 5x5. And Joe, Rooster, Susie, sorry, thank you for the 5x5. Homestead, thank you for the 5x5. All right. So, we're definitely going to see more of these on a grand scale, right? Social media, guys, is not the end of the world. If you can't get on it for a couple of hours or a couple of days, like I said in the video, whatever. Life moves on. But we're probably going to see bigger and worse issues as we get close to the election. Because apparently Trump is winning against this chick, Nikki Haley, whatever her name is. And he is undoubtedly going to beat Trump. Now, I know a couple of morons who wholeheartedly think that Biden's going to win. And listen, the only way he's going to win, we know the only way he's going to win. But it's mind-blowing how stupid some people are. But whatever, stupid is, stupid does, and these people are undoubtedly going to vote for Mr. Biden. Whatever. Not the point. And here's the other catch, guys. With Trump winning, if Trump wins, the country is not going to get back to where it was when he left. That is virtually impossible. There is so much damage done to this country. Can he put us back on a better course? Yes. But then he needs another, because he can't run again after this. Then he needs another politician or Republican to continue that course. So in the 4 years when he gets back on, fixing America is going to take decades, guys. We are so far behind the curve. We are so well laughed at and disrespected. And keep in mind, this laugh and disrespect started with Obama. Some people will say before Obama. I'm going to say it was directly involved with Obama. And then it took Trump 4 years to start course correcting. Course correcting, guys, doesn't fix everything right away. It doesn't. What it does is that it puts us on a better path. And we start seeing less stressors in the country, but it doesn't fix the problem. And Trump is not going to save the country. He's just going to course correct. That's all he can do. Unfortunately, it's left in our hands, and left in our hands in the sense, guys, that we have to take it back. And I've said this a million times. I'm going to say it 1,000 more times until I'm blue in the face. We are the course correction. A lot of us are too scared to correct that course or do something drastic that needs to be done to correct the course. Anyway, what happened earlier, again, it's just a lesson, and it's not a coincidence. You can't tell me, guys, that we had a Change Healthcare cyber attack, cell phone outage or cyber attack. You had the lines cut in the Red Sea, which I think was a retaliation, if you will. And then we had this happen a week later. So week by week, we're seeing something happen. I know a couple of you guys said you had Comcast, and your Comcast wasn't working since last night. I don't have Comcast. I have Spectrum, right? I have Spectrum. So it's just a matter of time, guys, before they start hitting the cable companies, before they start hitting the electrical grid. And they're going to do it in steps, in phases or stages, however you want to look at it. So this is where I say, just be ready. Like I said before, it's good to know that this is coming, but it doesn't matter who did it. I'm so disinterested in who did it. You know, I mean, like, yeah, obviously around the table or the fire, campfire, whatever, we can discuss this. But as me getting on YouTube and being like, it was the United States, doesn't fucking matter. Doesn't and we know who the players are. The players are the Chinese, the Russians, or our own fucking people. Right? There's nothing that can be done about it unless we get our people in the higher up positions to cancel out the elites, or smoke the elites out at the very least. But up until then, we're stuck with what we're stuck with, and we're stuck with this happening again and again until it gets resolved. Which the only way I see this getting resolved, guys, is a end all, be all out, drag out, knockout kind of fight, and whatever. So let's read. Obviously I had some articles to read. Also, we're going to talk about Haiti. Haiti is descending into pure chaos. Pure chaos. So if I have any Haitians on here, what I'm about to say about Haiti is definitely going to offend you. So either plug your ears up or move right along. But before we get into Haiti, let's talk about this outage that affected Facebook, Instagram, and they said some YouTubers. That could be so. TikTok was also affected as well, and Snapchat. Anyway, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube users fume as social media giants face global outage. Now, again, this is a global thing. I had people emailing me and leaving comments in the comment section saying it happened to them in the UK and other parts of the world. I forgot where the other part was because I really wasn't paying attention. Anyway, Meta-owned Facebook, Messenger, and Instagram experienced a worldwide outage today, with more than 500,000 users unable to access their social media app. Oh no. In one of the tech giant's largest glitches, listen to this shit, glitches in years. They're going to keep dancing around what it is. Guys, we know what it is. They're never going to tell us the truth, right? I tell people all the time, what you read in the news is not always the truth. And I go back to a couple of incidents, like the Trade Center and the ground level explosion. Or, what is that guy's name? The drug dealer who they made into a hero, and he's got his own boulevard in Queens. Right? This guy was a drug dealer, a bona fide drug dealer of his area, and he got shot by the cops. Sean Bell. That's who it was. Sean Bell. And Sean Bell is like a hero. They're like, say his name. You're saying a drug dealer's name. And I spoke to the cop who was the investigating officer of that shooting, and he was a big-time drug dealer. Anyway, that being said, guys, that's how badly the PD didn't want to be justified in that shooting. And I don't understand why, but they said that there was a political play at hand, and that didn't make any sense. I mean, like, as a chief of police, I found out Sean Bell was a drug dealer, so be it. But anyway, the media didn't report it as such because they didn't know. Why did I know this? Because I know a lot of shit. But anyway, other major social media apps, including TikTok, Snapchat, Google's YouTube platform, also appear to suffer service issues on a smaller scale, according to Downtector, a site that tracks out outages. So now Downtector is getting a lot of play. I never heard of them until the cell phone outage, but apparently they've been around for a while. Outages reported across Europe and Asia as well as the U.S. began around 12:10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Meta-owned apps were mostly back online by 2 p.m. All other apps were working by this afternoon. Earlier today, this is a spokesman for Meta. Earlier today, a technical issue caused people to have difficulties accessing some of our services, Meta spokesperson Andy Stone wrote on X. We resolved the issue as quickly as possible for everyone who was impacted, and we apologize for any inconvenience. Apologies in this regard, guys, goes over like warm shit. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to smell it. They say our apologies for the inconvenience like that matters, like they really mean it. I said this last week, I'm going to say it again. Those are empty apologies. You want to apologize? Put some money in people's. I don't know how you would apologize for this, but I wouldn't apologize. I'm like, yo, some assholes hacked our shit. We fixed the problem. Done. The sorry for the inconvenience, empty, very very empty-ish. Anyway, earlier Tuesday, Stone addressed the outage, writing, "We are aware people are having trouble accessing our service. We're working on it as of now." X users responded to Stone with predictable snark. Good thing X works. Good thing X works to let us know. One X user, Twitter, told us. And I hate Elon Musk so much for calling Twitter X or renaming it X. It's stupid. It's the stupidest thing in the world. Anyway, because you sound like a moron calling it X. And he wants to change the name, by the way. X was temporary. From my understanding, X is not... It's not permanent. It's temporary. And he's changing the name yet again. What a fucking douchebag the guy is. I don't like fucking Elon Musk. I know a lot of people like him. I don't trust him. I think he's part of the lizard people society. I just do not trust that dude. Anyway, the social media meltdown occurred ahead of the Super Tuesday presidential primary in 16 states and one U.S. territory and prompt some online speculations of a potential cyber attack. However, a senior official of the U.S. Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency said it was not aware of any specific election nexus nor any specific malicious cyber activity nexus to the outage. Bullshit. These people knew exactly what it was when it went down. When they saw all of those go down, the cybersecurity people like, here we go again. Here we go again. The Meta app outage was among the longest on record since 2021 when Facebook and Instagram infamously went offline for more than 6 hours. Yeah, I remember that. Again, big to do. Listen, guys, we don't need social media. If social media is permanently damaged by this, good. There will be a lot of people who will suffer psychosis, might even kill themselves over this. Still, this is, we don't need social media. I mean, yes, I'm getting my message across. I make a little money out of these things. But if it crashed today, I would not care. I wouldn't be like, oh no, where did my income go? I wouldn't fucking care. Anyway, company officials later attributed the incident to an engineering issue, error of our own making, that occurred while employees were trying to conduct routine maintenance. Now, I get it with Facebook and Instagram because they're both one and the same. I understand that. But is TikTok, Snapchat, and YouTube all one and the same as well? Anyway, again, when they try this bullshit, they say these things as if we're stupid or we don't know any better. Anyway, Meta shares fell more than 1.5% Tuesday during trading. Elon Musk, who acquired Twitter in late 2022 for $44 billion and renamed it X, posted memes mocking social media rivals. I still do not like the guy. He is still a fucking douchebag. I am 62 weeks used to live without all this crap was hard. It's worse now. Listen, I can go cold turkey with this shit. If everything ended tomorrow and there was no social media, I'd be like, oh well, to book reading I go. And now I'm reducing my time on here as well, though I'm trying to share what I need to share, and then I'm off. All right. If I didn't have this, I'd be reading a book, and I read books now anyway before I go to sleep because it helps with sleeping, believe it or not. Anyway, guys, that was the outage, which I am 1,000% sure was a cyber attack. The problem with these attacks is that they know that there's stupid people out there, right? So they know that there are morons out there that'll be like, oh, you heard what they said? They said that it was an error of their hand and that they caused this. Really, what caused a cell phone outage? What caused a cell phone outage on 4 or 5 different platforms that have nothing to do with Meta? So, though they can be connected and they are intertwined with one another when you are sharing from YouTube to Facebook, there is a connection or link there, and I think the same goes for Instagram with not YouTube, but Facebook. There's definitely connections there, that's for sure. But Instagram and Facebook are connected. But I also understand that Instagram and Facebook are on separate servers. So they're not even in the same wheelhouse, if you will. They're owned by the same company, but they're not on the same. They're not on the same server. You can't run two completely different social media companies or websites on the same server. It won't work. So they're two separate servers and two separate systems. They just link with each other through links and buttons and doodads and shit. Big Chase said, Big Chase, Change Healthcare was going to pay that ransom. They could not figure out how to fucking defeat it or fight it. They had to pay that ransom. When they were going into day 7, I'm like, they're paying the ransom. And you're right, I agree with you. They should not have paid the ransom, but I knew they were going to pay. Once day 7 and 8 came around, I'm like, they're toast. They got to pay for it. Now, what you do is you pay for it and you harden your system. You can do that as well. But, yeah, man. All right, so on to Haiti and the chaos that's ensuing there. Now, I have to tell you guys, Haiti and Venezuela. I'm doing a video on societal collapse here in the United States. And societal collapse, guys, is not like it is in a movie. It's going to take far longer than we think. It's not going to be, we wake up and it's in total chaos. Chaos can take days, months, years to reach. Movies, they speed it up for the purpose of the movie or book. But in reality, it takes forever to get there. Just when you thought Haiti, which is a shithole country, there was never anything about Haiti that I wanted to visit. I never looked at Haiti and be like, man, I really want to visit Haiti. Fuck that place. That place is about as inviting as certain places in Arkansas. And I say Arkansas for a reason. But it's not an inviting place. It's a shithole. It's like countries in Africa. Shithole. It's like places in India. Shithole. There's nothing nice about Haiti. Nothing. I never woke up and said, man, I got to visit Haiti. Never. This is why so many Haitians are here. Because they hate that fucking country. Anyway, Haiti has went into total and utter chaos. And I thought they were already there. They just reached the top. And and it's going to get worse from there. That's the crazy shit. You thought they had reached it. It's going to get 1,000 times worse. Anyway, airport attack, police station on fire, mass prison escape brings chaos to Haiti. Now, it really wasn't a prison escape as much as it was a prison break. Some of the gangs visited 2 of the prisons and broke the fucking worst criminals they possibly could out of there. Man, it's a shithole. And it's only going to get worse. Anyway, mass escape from 2 large prisons, gunfire exchange at a central bank, main airport, and national soccer stadium, because who's playing soccer now, a direct challenge from a powerful gang leader to an unpopular prime minister. I didn't even know that dude was still alive. And someone's going to ask me about Arkansas. I'll tell you about Arkansas in a little bit. Haiti's long descending spiral of violence appeared to hit new lows in recent days as the country's powerful gangs led a series of coordinated assaults in what seemed to be an effort to overthrow the authorities. Pretty sure they accomplished that. We have chosen to take our destiny in our own hands. The battle we are waging will not only topple Ariel's government, it is a battle that will change the whole system. Jimmy, what? Barbecue? If I'm reading that right, Jimmy Barbecue, a former police officer who controls a confederacy of 9 Haitian gangs known as the G9 Family and Allies, in a statement attributed to report in local media. Ariel Henry is Haiti's U.S.-backed prime minister. U.S.-backed prime minister. My God, this is why it's happening. Because the U.S.-backed prime minister is like, you know what? Let's create chaos in this country. Let's create chaos all over the world. All over the world. Anyway, it gets better. A 72-hour state of emergency began Sunday night after armed gangs stormed 2 large prisons, one in Haiti's capital, Port-au-Prince, and the other in Croix des Bouquets. I don't know if I said it right. On the city's outskirts, at least 12 people were killed and 4,000 inmates, some accused of murder, kidnapping, and other serious crime, escaped from the jailbreak. I love how they put, like, who the fuck else is hanging out in jails? When you say prison break, you don't have to tell us that they were murderers and kidnappers. Why? Who else is hanging out in fucking jail? Jaywalkers and people who rip tags off of mattresses? Anyway. Now keep in mind, guys, this guy was an ex-police officer who runs a gang, who knows the ins and outs, who's taking over the country and is throwing the country into complete chaos. It's sort of like the Joker in Batman, right? Was it the Dark Knight? Oh my God. It's only going to get worse for those people. And we're going to see an onslaught of Haitians coming here now. Whether they try to build a little rubber tube and make their way over here, or take the shorter path, which is to Central America, and then join the convoy, we're definitely going to see the back end of this bullshit ending up here in the next few months. I wouldn't say days, because it takes those people quite a while to get here. Haiti's Office of Citizen Protection said late Monday it was seriously concerned about the safety of judges, prosecutors, victims, attorneys, and other following the mass escape. Haiti spinning out of control on every metric from gangs to kidnapping, migration to murder. On Monday, heavily armed gangs then tried to seize control of Haiti's main international airport. Reports from the scene said the airport employees and others fled the scene amidst whizzing bullets. This capped several weeks in which gangs also exchanged fire with police and soldiers at a near-state institution, set police stations on fire, and forced many businesses to close and people to stay inside. The last thing I'm doing is staying inside in this shithole. That's the last thing I'm doing. Anyway, the Secretary General is deeply concerned. I love how they say deeply concerned. Your country's spinning out of control. There are people getting their asses handed to them, and your statement is, I'm deeply concerned. You should be well above concerned. You should be scared, frightened, shitting your pants, not concerned. Anyway, the Secretary General is deeply concerned by the rapidly deteriorating security situation in Port-au-Prince, where armed gangs have intensified their attacks on critical infrastructure, said UN spokesman Stephen Derrick, referring to Antonio Guterres, the head of the international body. So what is the recent backstory in Haiti's violence? Because Haiti's a fucking shithole. That's why there's so much violence there. I mean, I don't know why we're trying to rationalize this, but this is the article. Haiti is the Western Hemisphere poorest country, and armed gangs have filled a power void that followed President Jovenel, the President Jovenel, the one who was assassinated in 2021. His killing was orchestrated by a group of foreign mercenaries, mostly Colombians, and a few Haitian Americans. That was an United States attack. That shit said CIA all over it when that president was killed in 2021 in Haiti. If I'm not mistaken, he was not U.S. backed. He gets killed, and the U.S. backed president or prime president goes into office. Again, that reeked and smelled CIA. Anyway, the gang controlled about 80% of Port-au-Prince, according to UN estimates. Haiti's national police has roughly 9,000 officers to provide security for more than 11 million people. They are routinely overwhelmed and outgunned. Haiti has no functioning parliament. Sexual violence, kidnapping, and murder have skyrocketed. No shit, you wouldn't say. This is the killer's paradise. You got killers right now going, yo, you want to go somewhere where we can rape and kill? Haiti. That's like a killer's paradise right now. Or killer's delight. Oh, man. We could bang chicks even if they say no? Haiti. They're going to ask for help. They're going to ask for military help. The United States is going to say no because there's no interest in Haiti. Zero. They offer nothing. They have nothing. So we're going to say no, and we're going to continue to fund Ukraine and Israel. Whatever. Let's get on with this bullshit. Sex and violence. All right. After the gangs opened fire in Haiti's international airport in a separate assault last week, the U.S. Embassy said it was halting, all travel to the country. On Sunday night, it urged all American citizens to depart as soon as possible. The Biden administration has refused to commit troops to any multinational force for Haiti while offering money and logistical support. It said it would be monitoring the rapidly deteriorating security situation with grave concerns. Again, no, there's nothing of any value in Haiti. And some people will say, what about the people in their lives? Well, clearly the United States doesn't give a fuck about the people in their lives. All right? There's nothing being done in Haiti. Haiti, I mean, like, listen, guys. I could beat up on Haiti all fucking night, and I'm probably going to continue to do so, but it doesn't offer anything. And when countries don't offer anything, there's no backing. There's no backup. Nothing's coming for you. You are utterly on your own. You have to offer the United States something. A donut, a fucking egg, a goat, something. You got to offer them something. And if you don't offer them anything, you're getting no help. So now, this next section is, what about the plan to send Kenyan's police force? As the violence in Haiti has escalated over the past few years, so has protests against Henry's government, which many Haitian views as ineffective. No shit. Henry has pledged to step down by February 7th and hold elections. He later said that he was not able to do this because the deteriorating situation in Haiti. When the latest bout of Haitian violence erupted, Henry was in Kenya, where he had traveled to try to help salvage a plan by the East African country to send around 1,000 police officers to combat the gang and stabilize the nation. Those 1,000 police officers are adding to the 9,000 police officers, making it 10,000 police officers to help 11 million people. Not going to fucking work. And by the way, Josh, thank you for the donation, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. Hey, oh, boy. It's not looking good for Haiti, guys. Haiti's on their own. It was not clear if Henry returned to Haiti since the weekend. An advisor to Haiti's prime minister did not immediately return a WhatsApp message asking clarification on his whereabouts. Imagine being a political. Just imagine doing an interview with somebody in politics and you're WhatsApping them. You're asking them for a official statement as per WhatsApp. What the fuck is wrong with these people? I've never heard of that before. Oh, shitballs, dude. We are falling apart fast. Like hell in a handbasket. Like I said before, guys, if you are Haitian and you're offended, just get off of here. Tonight is not your night. Anyway, let's go. With already very thin grasp of power, he has no grasp of power, Henry's silence spoke volumes, said Renata Sergey, the deputy director for Latin America and the Caribbean at the International Crisis Group, a think tank, in a post on formerly known as Twitter, whatever. All of us, the armed groups in the provincial towns and the armed groups in the capital are united today. The former Haitian police officer, whatever the fuck his name, said. The country is in a situation it can no longer cope with. The country is not run. There is no leader. The population is in famine. People can't go out because of insecurity. Keep in mind, this is the ex-police officer who's running the gangs, who's running amok in Haiti, making a statement that the country is in a situation it can no longer cope with. The country is not run. There is no leader. I don't get what he means. The country is not run. There is no leader. The population is in famine. People can't go out because of insecurity. The population is tired because they're getting killed and raped. And it can't go on anymore. What? The first objective of our fight is to ensure that Ariel Henry's government does not remain in power by any means. Anyway, guys, say adios to Haiti. That's another fucking shithole down the drain. I'm wondering what DR is going to do, because DR might start seeing, which is a neighboring country on the same island as Haiti. I wonder if they're going to up their security so they don't have any migrants flooding their borders. They do protect their borders, unlike the United States. Nonetheless, guys, Haitians on Haiti are fucked. There's only one or two things they can do, which is bail out, go over to DR, take a boat over to South America somewhere or Central America and migrate up here, or take a rubber tube and make their way to Cuba or the United States. Trying to come across the United States right now is bad because the waters are rough. I made that shit up. I'm just making sure that they're listening and they're not coming over here. But anyway, yeah, guys, Haiti's gonna hate. It's bad. It's looking bad for Haiti. And why am I talking about this? Because people say that, you know, chaos here in the United States is ensuing. It's happening. It takes a long while to get to that point. I cannot see us getting to the point of chaos in a hurry. I mean, something astronomically bad has to unfold for us to get to that point. I don't see it happening. Anyway, what the purpose of this live stream, which was last week, was supposed to be, was talking about migrant child trafficking. Not Oz, what's the other bullheaded asshole? The hell was his name? Not Oz. Dr. Ozempic? Nope, not him. Phil. Dr. Phil. Shit, man, I don't know why I drew a blank. He was on The View, and he was destroying The View. Not that he was destroying, but he was bringing facts to The View about child trafficking and the border situation. And he went on to say a few interesting things, but that the human trafficking is up 1,000-fold, especially under Biden. Didn't happen under Obama or any previous president, but under Biden is running rampant. Why? Because a lot of kids are coming across the border on their own. They're being sent with coyotes, or they're paying some women and some guys to bring them across the border and then call a number that's on their arm or their clothing. 90% of the time, the number's on their clothing, on their arm, or on their arm directly. And when they get across the border, they call this number, and this dude comes and picks up the kid. Border Patrol is picking up a lot of these kids and noticing this trend, and now they're trying to kick it into high gear to collect as many kids as they can. A lot of the numbers are leading to an organization that's collecting the kids and putting the kids into child trafficking. Child trafficking, guys, because of the whole migrant situation, is skyrocketing. Child trafficking, anywhere where there's a migrant situation going on around the world, as we're watching this all over the world, a lot of kids are being lost in the mix and thrown into the child trafficking ring, which now the child trafficking ring, in turn, is growing with money. It's a multi-billion-dollar and will probably be $1 trillion industry by the end of the decade. Just based off of what I'm seeing and what it's looking like and going to look like, there are a lot of kids in the migrant situation, no matter where it is around the world, disappearing and ending up in the sex slave trading industry. And there's so many kids, guys, that they lost track of the amount of kids that are in sex trafficking. Now, my issue with this, and this is going to get me demonetized if it hasn't already, everyone knows who the heavy hitters are for the sex trafficking industry. They know that the Albanians are involved. They know that the Russians are involved. They know that Yakuza is starting to get involved, from what I'm hearing. No, sorry, scratch that. The Yakuza is trying to fight it. I backtrack on that. The triads are getting involved in it as well, and many other crime organizations and or gangs. We are even going to start seeing it in our face very, very soon. Now, I know years ago it was on, Tinder and shit like that for a little bit. Tinder got a hold of it. Even if you look too young, your profile is getting deleted. But there are other apps out there that are peddling these kids out in the open. the FBI, the CIA, ATF, every organization on this planet knows who are the heavy hitters, and they know who are the suppliers. So instead of going after the suppliers, they use the law as their fence. Well, we can't do it because, look at the fences here, and they come up with all the excuses in the world. If I would have became a president, vice president, I would let loose the cops. I would hire a heavy hitting group of dudes that can find these kids and make the people involved disappear. And no matter how high up the ladder it goes, we're going to find them all. We're going to smoke them out, and we're going to make them a shining example on the internet and national TV. And for everyone that's caught, there's going to be something horrific that will happen to them on the internet. We will not hide it. We will put it on blast. We will go after everybody we possibly can, even if that leads it all the way up to a high-ranking official in the U.S. Politician rank or any political rank. That being said, guys, let's get on with the article. So, migrants in New York City shelter falling victim to human trafficking. Human trafficking is a crime that preys on vulnerable men, women, and kids. When they say men, you have to be some special kind of man to be kidnapped in the sex trafficking. Before they kidnap me, they're going to slice me into a million pieces. Anyway, human trafficking is a crime that preys on vulnerable men, women, and kids. Now, CBS New York has learned it's happening to migrants, many of whom are still in shelters, can't legally work, and feel their only way out is, prostitution. Asylum seekers, illegal immigrants, who arrived from Peru last year, is living in a shelter in Jamaica. Queen told us vehicle pulled up to the Crown Plaza Hotel, which is now a migrant shelter, and picks up women. It usually leaves around 10 or 6 in the evening and returns the next day around 5 in the morning. Some return in the middle of the night, others in the morning, many leaving their kids all alone. This is called prostitution. I have to be fair. It is very sad because you hear the children crying. Most of the time it's because they are hungry, because there isn't someone responsible for them or with them, the asylum seeker said. The sound of children, sound of freedom, crying all night is hard to hear, and the women involved are hard to help. Sorry. They are taken to job sites. They are promised one thing, but then they're not given that. Someone abuses them physically or sexually abuses them. This is Roth something another, co-owner of the Compass Cafe. The cafe is blocks away from the shelter and part of Hope New NYC, which is a safe haven for the community. The owner says proceeds go towards initiatives like eradicating sex trafficking. Again, guys, everybody knows who the fuck's who. Everybody knows who's who in this game. There is no such thing as, well, we have to wait and find out. What wait and find out? You kidding me? You know exactly what's going on. You know who's diddling who and who's raping who. Anyway, with that, and this live stream has been officially demonetized. Anyway, it's infuriating because people want to sit there and seem like they're helping, but they're not. It was just like the drug war. People are like, oh, we got to stop drugs. You know exactly where these drugs are coming from. We have satellites that can see a person's pupils. And they can't find cocaine fields. They can't find missing kids or camps hidden in jungles somewhere. Now, I know, like, the Sound of Freedom, he went to some jungle in the middle of nowhere. I understand that. But, and then in the middle of this jungle, you had to take, 3 horses, an airplane, airdrop from another plane, and a helicopter, and swim down an alligator-infested river. I understand that. But still, you know where these people are. You know exactly who they are. You got information from that guy from the Sound of Freedom. So now why is this an issue? Because it's all part of the plan, and it goes so far up the ladder that there are people who are going to get caught, and it's going to be a lot of politicians, it's going to be a lot of rich people, hell, it could even be your neighbor. But this is going to get bad should they start exposing this. And they don't want to expose this, guys, because again, it's bullshit. You mean to tell me, guys, you could track down, as they still are to this day, they're still tracking down J6 protesters, as they call them? They're still tracking them down, but you can't track down a fucking child that was kidnapped? Yeah, demonetized by child traffickers. Yeah, whatever. It's all bullshit, man. It just is. It's the worst excuse in the world. The government's giving the worst excuses in the world. All governments are giving the worst excuses in the world. They're like, well, we have to legally. There should be no legalities when you're dealing with kids and sex trafficking. Zero. It should be all bets are off. Set the fucking boys free. Let them have at it with these people, and let the chips fall where they may. They don't want to do that. Anyway, these days, in addition to praying with migrants, connecting them to resources, and encouraging them to report trafficking crimes, they're also offering free English-speaking classes. They came and they learned how to say no. They asked the right questions, how to interview, and how to communicate with employers. Federal agents with Homeland Security investigations are focused on rescuing victims and finding those behind trafficking and child exploitation. Again, they know exactly who these fuckers are. I think wholeheartedly they're lying to us, and they're giving us the runaround in the mumbo jumbo. Where the fuck were we? Sorry. Trafficking is occurring right now here in New York in all 5 boroughs and surrounding areas. The Homeland Security Investigation Deputy Special Agent in charge, Darren McCormick. There was a young migrant woman from Crane who was forced under the threat of deportation from her trafficker. She was driven upstate on a daily basis to have sex with anywhere, so it means with anyone, with anyone between 40 and 60 men. It's called gang rape. Arrests were made in that case, but the challenges for law enforcement is getting victims to speak up and report the heinous crimes. Last year, Homeland Security Investigation New York's Human Trafficking Task Force identified 30 victims and made 38 arrests. But agents know that many more victims and traffickers are out there. Because of the trauma and the threats of violence to the person or persons and or families, victims and survivors don't necessarily come forward. That I understand. The Long Island, I'm not even going to play myself, is an organization, the ECLI Vibes is an organization that provides services for survivors of all trauma. Counselors say they've seen an uptick in young migrants being sex trafficked, including teenage girls and boys. From 2022 to 2024, the ECLI Vibes was able to help 209 survivors. 45 were non-U.S. citizens, and that number, they say, is growing too. The biggest struggle is convincing young women to get out of the dangerous life. What do I have to offer them when they're making $800 in one night? What I'm going to say to them is get a job at McDonald's. So if they're being paid $800 a night, a migrant is being paid $800 a night, she went from making nothing in her country to coming here making $800 a night. That's called prostitution at that case, because she's making money, she's getting paid, and not that she's not willing to do it, because there's plenty of them that are not willing to do it. They have to separate the two, but that's hard to do, because when they're giving somebody $800 a night, they're no longer going to be staying at this shelter. They're going to be renting an apartment, because for $1,600 a month, man, you could make bank. I mean, you can get a nice apartment. Sorry. So that's a tough one. When you're paying somebody that much money, they're not snitching on anyone. Not for that money. Anyway, if anyone is being very hovering, they will not allow that person to speak on their own and will answer all their questions. But as the city grapples with the migrant crisis, desperation is kicking in to those who still can't work legally. So now, I did hear about Eric Adams, and this was a week or two ago, that they want to have these people start working, except for, even if they legalize these people to work here in New York City, there is nowhere for them to work. All the jobs are taken up by all the migrants who got here before them. In the workings with families and who has children, they should investigate to understand the circumstances everyone is going through. Like I said, some women are doing this on their own, and other women are doing this against their will. That's two different. That is two different situations right now. All right, 15 minutes, and I still have a little bit to cover, not much. But let's see if we can fly through this next part. So again, guys, this being demonetized, all demonetization means is, one, I don't make money, but more importantly, the video doesn't get shared as much. So with that, guys, if you could share this video, by all means share it, because what it does is it dampens the message. I can't get out there, no one sees this video, and it gets stifled like you wouldn't believe. Now, I'm going to fight this, but I know exactly where this is going to go because I talked about child trafficking, and I mentioned that way too much tonight. But rightfully so. Some messages, guys, in some videos, suffice it to say, are going to get demonetized if you are going to talk about something honest. Right? And if you're going to talk about something honest, guys, you have to be able to know and understand that your shit is going to get demonetized. Simple as that. There are YouTube channels that will never talk about this. There are YouTube channels that I cannot fucking stand. You guys know what I'm talking about and who I'm talking about. That I can't stand, that will talk about everything under the sun. That will talk about the United States and our problems, but will never talk about their fucking cuckold country or president. Trudeau or Tudoroso, whatever his name is. That guy's a bag of shit. That guy's destroying their country. Systematically destroying their country. But certain YouTubers will not talk about that because they don't want to get demonetized or they don't want to have their channel go off the air. Listen, man. Suffice it to say, you're on YouTube. If you're going to be honest, you're going to be straightforward, you're going to have some fucking demonetized videos. It comes with the territory. But yeah, listen, there are people on YouTube who want to fearmonger, like I said before, and want to make that money. They want to talk shit about the United States. They want to talk about how the world's coming to an end every day. But they don't want to talk about the honest shit. I definitely need a cheeseburger, that's for sure. They don't want to be honest. And they don't want to talk about child trafficking, ever. That shows you their integrity. They have none. Right? That fucking bald-headed piece of shit up north has no integrity. Because he's not willing to tackle the shit that really matters. Because, guys, I'm going to tell you right now. The sex trafficking industry is going to explode in the next few months here in this country. The more awareness we put on this, the more people can identify it, the more that we can step in and do some shit. And if we step in, guys, know that you could get hurt, that something bad could happen to you. Just know that. They're going to try everything they possibly can to deter you from talking about this on YouTube. So I'm going to talk about this a little more on Rumble as well. But a lot of YouTubers, guys, will not talk about this shit, ever. I know that Bear Independent talks about it enough, so a lot of his videos are demonetized. I know a couple of other YouTubers that talk about this enough. So be it, man. The monetization comes with the territory. And if you're not willing to talk about it, bring awareness to it, or whatever it is, then you're full of shit. Listen, guys, like I said, I have no respect for a lot of YouTubers anymore. There were YouTubers that I was like cool with, that I'm no longer cool with, because they're sitting there hitting the fear-mongering button really hard. They're sucking, the Canadian bald dude's dick really hard. I'm like, oh, I saw another video from Mr. Canadian Asshole, and he was right. Yes, he was right. And I'm watching this dude suck this guy's dick on YouTube. I'm like, man, I'm already demonetized, so I can go full fucking swear on this one. But I'm watching this dude, and he's like, Canadian Prepper said that this is going to happen. I'm like, yo, seriously, dude? Seriously? You're sucking a Canadian dude's dick? It's like fucking he's cum guzzling Canadian communist cum at this point. I'm like, my God, man. Falcon, Bear comes off arrogant, but he's not. It's an extreme confidence he has on camera, but he's not like that in person. Anyway, yeah, man, I just don't understand. I'm like, yo, you want to follow the same architect, if you will, for a YouTube channel. So with that, thank you, Grateful Prep. So with that, you're sitting there talking about, yo, Canadian Prepper said this. I'm like, yo, fuck that dude and stop fucking smearing his cum on your face, because you look like a simp or a cuckold. You choose. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. It infuriates me when there are fucking other YouTubers who are not in this country talking shit about this country. Like that Trevor Noah character, right? That little fucking South African light-skinned motherfucker coming here with his little daily, nightly talk show talking shit about the United States. Motherfucker, go back to your fucking AIDS-ridden country of South Africa. But they gave him a show here, Trevor Noah, and he talks shit about fucking shit. Grateful Prepsman, thank you for the donation. I can't stand it. I can't stand the fact that these motherfuckers who don't live here are fucking throwing us on the bus. It's like, seriously. What the fuck, man? It's so, that gets under my skin. And then you have American citizens sucking the dick of another YouTuber that doesn't live here. My God. It's really asinine, man. It really is. So it makes snitches get stitches. Did somebody call me? Listen, I ain't a rat, man. If I ever had the chance to talk to those two guys, those fucking rat bastards, I call them out to their faces. I mean, along with fucking punk bitches, whatever, man. It's just, you don't want to talk about the real issues. You never want to talk about the shit that matters in this country. You want to dance around the subject and talk about a nuclear explosion that could happen any day now. Every day is a nuclear explosion. Everybody's going to die every day. What is that other guy? Pat Murphy, whatever the fuck his name is. He's another one. Guys, it's going to happen in 6 days. Shut the fuck up, you fucking pansy. I'm like, seriously, nothing's going to happen in 6 fucking days. This is John Williams. I think that's the other guy's name. He's like, oh my God, in 8 days, your side hustle's going to disappear. No, it's not. It's not going to disappear. They were talking about taxing side hustles. This guy's making like the fucking... Whatever. The point is, guys, is that it's... We got fake motherfuckers talking about fake shit and don't want to make the sacrifice. And if you want to follow somebody that is not going to make the sacrifice, that's on you. But a lot of channels on here will make the sacrifice. We'll talk about the hard shit. We'll sacrifice the videos. And even the channel getting fucking demonetized. We're willing to sacrifice that. Because there's shit out there that needs to be said. And there's shit out there that needs to be brought to attention. And not enough of it is being brought to the sex trafficking. And I talk about it quite enough, I think. Bear Independent talks about it quite enough as well. And I know a couple of other people talk about it as well. We need to address it more. Yeah, that Trevor Noah, man. Fuck that dude, man. Fuck anybody who's going to sit there and badmouth the United States, but then, suck the dick of, I don't know, a Canadian president. Holy shit. But, yeah, listen. You want to make that money, make that money. There's a lot of other ways you can make that money. But, fucking smearing Canadian cum on your face is not it. That's called being a bitch. And this is not a bitch nigga channel. This is a real nigga channel. Or the real nigga network, as we like to put it. But, yeah, listen, man. A lot of this shit is going to get out of control. I didn't think of the whole sex trafficking. It didn't dawn on me because we're all focused on what's going on here in the city with the migrants. But now there's another issue. Bad enough we got to deal with the increase in crime and shit that's going on. Now you got sex trafficking. You got kids, little kids being involved in this as well. I don't know, man. Grateful Prep says going to Refuge Medical. The Refuge, yeah, I won't be at the Refuge Ruckus. I won't be able to make it. Ran into a bunch of problems, and truth be told, there was no way I could get the kids and the dogs down, and my dog down there as well. So yeah. Vladimir Putin, yes, I'm still running. I'm still leaving New York. Rumble isn't letting. Someone said Rumble isn't letting real free speech either. We'll see. We'll see if I get kicked off for that too. Shit, if I get kicked off for everything, I'll just start it. I'll start my own, webpage, whatever it is. But yeah, man, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. I had a couple more things to talk about, like this migrant shit. We were moving on to migrant crimes. So the migrant surge, as a lot of you know, guys, it brings in killers, criminals, gangs, victimizing innocent people and victimizing neighborhoods. A lot of neighborhoods are now being victimized by a lot of these migrants. I know here, not yet, but I also know Dominicans ain't gonna stand for this shit. Dominicans are gonna fucking bring out the slippers and the fucking platinos and start throwing them and hitting them with slippers. So the shit ain't gonna go down well here in neighborhoods like this. But it will go bad. For example, in my my building where my kids and the ex-wife live, shit's getting not that shit's getting out of control. They're more Mexicanish, South American people living in the building now. I noticed it the other day when I was there. But yeah, there's a little more migrants there. And granted, these are working migrants. I mean, I know a lot of people are like, but they work, they're trying to build for their family. I'm like, yo, I understand that, but with them brings the fucking element of the bad shit that comes behind them. Adrian, I'll be around New York City, but I won't be in New York City, hopefully by the end of this year. I need to get the fuck out of here. The chancletas. Yep, the chancletas. But yeah, it's this city is done, and a lot of people don't even realize it yet. They do not realize it yet. There are a lot of people that are going to be making a mad dash out of here. The city, like I said, the city's toast. A lot of people seem that, we still got. There's no hope. There's no hope for the city. City's toast. Rick R, man, thank you for the donation, man. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But I don't know, man. And listen, guys, I'm not by no means putting myself on a pedestal or bragging about, what I talk about here. That's not my... Because as I said, I sound like an arrogant prick. Fuck that dude. And I'm saying that to myself now. I just think that there's a lot of shit that needs to be said, and a lot of people too scared to say it. I mean, the J6 thing, a lot of people are not talking about it much anymore. I find it interesting, guys, that they're ramping up the arrest again on these guys. Just when you thought the shit was, dying down with J6 protesters, they just arrested a journalist who was there. Don't know why they arrested him. I think they arrested him because he was there and he was in the building. Somebody just reached out to me, either in the comment section or an email. I can't remember where, but they just reached out to me saying 2 of their buddies was just bagged this week, and a guy from last week, a buddy theirs from last week, for being at the protest. Now, I don't know what capacity. I don't know if they were in the building, whatever happened. Nonetheless, they're ramping it up again. And again, just in time for election season. Thank you, Vladimir Putin. Money for the move. Like I said, yes, I am moving because there's no parking here. Not because shit's getting bad. Because there's no parking here. I hate this city. I hate having to circle around 8,000 times, take a quick nap in my car, go eat lunch, and then try to look for parking. It's bad here, man. Bad. That's why I'm done. I'm done with that, and I'm done. A couple months ago, they tried to take the mirror off my side view mirror of my car. It was hanging off, and I'm like, these motherfuckers. So I'm tired of that happening. So I'm just tired of my fucking truck getting abused. Abused. Anyway, with that being said, guys, we're going to go off the air. We're going to head over to the Angry Truth channel for a little bit. Other than that, I was going to try to do a Wednesday midweek report early in the morning. If I do one, it's going to be in the car for about half an hour because I'll be on the road. Anyway, with that, Chuck Norris Gun Club, I'll probably be moving north. Not east, not west, and definitely not south. I'll be moving north. I'll still be near the city. I'll be like Westchester somewhere. Anyway, guys, with that, thank you for following me. Thank you for dealing with my bullshit, and I will see you guys in the next video. Or live stream. Sorry.